Get your money right. Get your mindset right. Hey, what's up? It's Aaron, and welcome back to the CashPT Lunch Hour Podcast. Today, we're going to talk more about money. Today, we're going to talk about the cost of doing business. I've seen these posts and questions over the years, and a new one's come up. It's like, should I charge extra for taking credit cards? And the new one right now is, I'm thinking about stopping mobile PT because gas prices are so high. Okay, so before we get into the episode, what I'd love you to do, if you're watching this on YouTube, click the like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you're listening on iTunes, make sure you subscribe to the podcast. And if you've gotten anything out of the show ever, whether it's today or in the past, I would really appreciate a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. So if you don't know me, my name is Dr. Aaron LeBauer. I'm a physical therapist here in Greensboro, North Carolina, and I've been coaching physical therapists for over 8 years, maybe longer. I can't remember. I sold my first online product in 2012, maybe, or the beginning of 2013. So maybe that's almost 10 years now. And I've helped launch thousands of cash-based practices. We've created multiple millionaires. We've got hundreds of people making 6 figures a year in cash-based physical therapy. Okay, so here's it's kind of like a pet peeve of mine, but it's not a pet peeve. I understand where it's coming from. It's, one of the most common posts in our group is like, hey, should I charge more? Should I charge $5 more for accepting credit cards? I just laugh. I'm like, does the restaurant charge you more for accepting credit cards? Does the Gap charge you more for accepting credit cards? Does Whole Foods charge more when you pay with a credit card and not with cash? A lot of these questions came from like massage therapists originally, because massage therapy, like you're charging under, $65, $75, and a $5 processing fee is a lot. It's like, oh man, that's another $5. But I've gotten this a ton from physical therapists, and what this is it's a poor money mindset. So I'm going to have to pay $5 to do business with this person. Number one thing that says is you're just not charging enough. So the number one solution to that problem is charge an extra $5 more for everybody. The people who pay you cash, you get an extra $5. Like our processing fees are like 2.75%. They're really low. So on $100, it's like, less than $3. If you're looking for a great credit card processor, we use CardConnect. They have some of the lowest fees in the industry. Tom set you up with either like a what's it called? There's one that's like a fixed fee, and then there's another that's like variable. But variable is actually less depending on the types of cards people pay with. If you're looking for a better solution, go to LeBauerConsulting.com/payments. That's LeBauerConsulting.com/payments. You get like a free evaluation of your business, and he'll do like here's what you're paying now, here's what you could be paying. And if it fits, it works. But they've been a sponsor at PT BizCon. So if we're talking about that and you're worried about your monthly fees, that might be a good move. We saved $300 a month switching from Square to CardConnect. Okay, but let's talk about the real problem. The real problem is your mindset. It's that these business expenses are expensive. No, the business expenses are part of doing business. You just need to charge more. Really. If you're charging $85, I can only charge up to $100. Yeah, okay. As a physical therapist, which you probably are, maybe you're a chiropractor or occupational therapist listening to this, you need to be charging more than $100. If you're a massage therapist and you're great and people come to you like, no one's ever done this to me, you've helped me so much, you should be charging more than $100 too, because people who are doing Rolfing are charging $125, $150 a session. If I was doing just massage today, I'd be charging way more. People came to pay me $150. When I was charging $150 in our PT practice, 7 or 8 years ago, people would come to me for massage and they would pay it because I was that good. I am that good. I still am. I'm still worth the $250 now for a massage. Like, you better believe it. Like, nothing's going to get left unturned. You're going to feel amazing. But you can get a massage for much cheaper. And I probably would tell people, I don't want to do it, right? But the point is if a fee feels too expensive, you're not charging enough. Okay, the other question I saw, this showed up, and I can't remember which group it was in, but it was like, I'm thinking about not doing mobile PT anymore because gas prices are so high. Should I raise my rates? Well, if gas prices are too high and you're feeling like, oh, gas prices are right, yeah, you should raise your rates. Okay, look, here's the thing about gas right now. Gas's prices are manipulated. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm like, whatever. Gas prices are manipulated. Like, they just are. They're manipulated, whether it's by the government or by these multinational organizations. That a multinational organization, it's really hard to regulate, right? They can do things like release more oil to lower the price or hold on to oil to raise the price. I mean, they can do so many ways to manipulate prices. Look, if gas prices are your problem, then we have bigger problems to solve than just gas, right? You don't have a job that's paying you enough, or you're not solving a big enough problem. Maybe you're an employee and you're like, oh, I got to drive an hour. And it's just like I take my kids everywhere. It's $200 in gas a week. I mean, there are ways to solve that problem. Like, that's not a big problem. It might be a big problem for you in your world, but it's not a big problem. Gas prices. Ride a bike. Walk. Take public transportation. Buy a car that gets 50 miles a gallon instead of 18. Here's what I'm doing. I'm not counting how much I spend at the gas station. I don't care. 10, 15 years ago, was it in 2004, 2005, when gas prices got really high, almost to $5 a gallon. And, I was like, well, I'm riding my bike to work. This was before I had kids. It was really easy to ride my bike to work. I'd ride like the 3 miles to work where I was working as a massage therapist. I'd ride downtown. I barely used any gas. Saved a lot of gas. There were a few other people riding bikes that year, but then it didn't really stick around. And maybe your town, like mine, isn't great for riding bikes, but you know what? Ride your bike. Public transportation, carpool, okay? Or just don't worry about it. Put gas in your car and do the thing that you need to do and figure out how to make enough money so that doesn't matter, right? A couple $100 a week, $1,000 a month. Like, if that's an expense, then we need to charge more because you're listening to this and you own a business, right? Or maybe you don't own a business yet. You need to be thinking about, when I start my business, I'm going to charge enough so that doesn't matter. And I'm going to see enough people. 9 people charging what we charge in our clinic, you're going to make $108,000 a year. That's plenty of money to say the gas isn't an issue. If you're charging $125 a visit and you're buying a new tank of gas every day, well, that's only $50, $60, maybe 80, right? Like, and you see 5 people, okay, maybe we need to raise your rates. If you're charging anything under 200, you need to raise your rates, especially if you're traveling to someone, because you're making it way more convenient for them than them coming to see you. You're doing them a service. The one fallacy about mobile PT that people have is that because I have lower overhead, I don't need to charge as much. You have lower overhead and you're doing a much higher value service for your client and your patient. They don't have to spend a half hour driving each way. They don't have to take a half day off of work. You show up where they are. They don't have to find a babysitter to come see you. You just save them $30, $40. You're going to see them. Charge them more. Charge enough to cover your expenses. Okay. Now, gas prices move around. Credit card rates, not so much. They're pretty similar. They just stay the same. But what I want you to understand is that there's plenty of things that are just the cost of doing business, which you may not have thought of before you got into this. You're like resentful. Well, you're resentful because something came up and you didn't know about it. Well, that's why people in our CashPT Blueprint program launch their and grow their business so quickly, is because we go through all the details about what you need to do, what you need to plan for, all the expenses, and you don't have to sit in that phase for very long. If there's something that's expensive and it's part of doing business, you're not going to pay taxes on the money. So if you have a mobile practice and you spend $200 a week in gas, guess what? You don't pay taxes on that money. You buy it through the business, and the business, it's a business expense. So you're not paying taxes on it $200. So that's good news. Okay. It's still money out of your pocket, but you don't have to then send 20%, which is another $40 to Uncle Sam at the end of the year every week. Right? So you're saving there. You're also going to write off like the wear and tear of your car. So there's a formula, and you work with your accountant on this. It might be different in your state. Maybe that's a federal formula, and you can use an app to track your mileage. And you're just going to track your mileage, and you're going to write off like a percentage of the car, like your repairs on your car, your payments on your car. I mean, all those things are going to be write-offs. And if you do it right and you own a mobile business, buy your car through your business. Even if you have to sell it to yourself, and you pay for your insurance and you pay for your car payments through your business. And those things are all expenses that you don't pay tax on. And now you have a car to do other things with that your business owns. So think about it in a different way. There's a cost of doing business. And it's not how do we make lemonade out of lemons. It's like, how do we make fruit cocktail when all someone gave you was lemons, right? It's a different business. It's a different drink. Here's 3 quick steps to raising your prices. Sell the plan of care. Stop selling your time. Sell the plan of care. Charge enough so that the fees and expenses are small again. I am so happy that that person's paying me $200. I don't care that it costs me $20 in fees. Decide on your rates. Start with the next new patient. You don't have to raise them across the board for everyone. Finish a plan of care with everybody. Start with the next new patient. If you have people coming to see you long-term and you're raising your rates less than $25, then just give everyone like 3 weeks notice. They can pay ahead of time if they want. Buy a package at today's rates. The prices are going up at the end of the month. And take action and stop complaining. Let's go get you some bigger problems, like the problem of I have too many leads and not enough people to follow up with them. Like that's a problem that someone posted in my mastermind group this week. It's like, hey, I've got way too many leads and I need more. I need to find someone ASAP on my sales team to take these calls. Like, let's get you that problem. And if you already have a business and you want that problem, our Platinum Mastermind group might be the right next step for you. So if you've heard about it or you haven't, you can check out cashptmastermind.com. There's some more information over there about the mastermind program, the results we get for PTs just like you, and an application where you can apply to see if we're a good fit. And if you are, we'll invite you in because not everyone who applies gets in. And we'll invite you in and you can join us at our next in-person retreat. This is Aaron. This is the CashPT Lunch Hour podcast. Get your money right. Get your mindset right. Charge what you're worth. And I'll see you on the next show. Peace.